Okay, this is kind of like a spoiler alert. We're about to go into a conversation with a guy. You're going to get sucked into this man's life like I did in his book, Off the Reservation. It's not about Indians.
Yeah, really. That's what I was saying. We had an Indian guy last week.
It's about Michael Rossi sitting right here with us. Who dared, at 40 years old, I don't know how long ago you finished this book, but it's about your entire life, a memoir.
Right.
Who dares to write a memoir at 40 years old?
Well, you must have had to pack it all in. And I have to tell you, Ron loves your book.
As much as I enjoyed it, said, God, I'm glad that's not me.
Well, what happened? What did you have? Was it, in a nutshell, since I know nothing about this, was it like a rough life?
Let him tell you.
Up and down? Or?
Well, I wanted to write something that was... bipolar. I'm bipolar.
Okay.
And I wanted to write something about. There's so many books.
You're
like
being too nice to yourself. Bipolar alcoholic with borderline personality disorder. Let's
Exactly.
get it right.
Yes, and I've been diagnosed with all those things. Did a couple of stints in a couple of mental institutions. It's one of those things where, so many books about bipolar and growing up there, it's all these redemption and I'm sorry, life's never over. So many of those books you read, I'm a huge memoir lover, and then you find out years later, then this happened, and life's never over.
Right.
So I want to write something that wasn't. There was no redemption. It's just.
Well, let's go back, Michael. Your mother left you when you were a child. Your father died when you were a child. Your uncle, who hated you, took you in because he wanted the money that came from taking you and your sister.
Yeah, let me ask about that then. How old were you when your mother left?
I was about 5 when my mother left.
And did you have a bunch of brothers and sisters?
No, I have a sister. One older sister.
So
and she and I were very close. My father was a bagger at a grocery store, and he worked his way up to being the general manager of that grocery store.
And this happened in St. Louis, by the way. I mean,
that part happened in New York.
Yeah, but you pretty much lived in St. Louis.
Yeah, most of my life. It was after my father died. My mother had taken off, and that's in great detail.
Now, those things that you were diagnosed with, was that a result of all these traumas, or?
You know what? I don't think anybody really knows that.
Okay.
It's one of those things that. Psychology's kind
of.
But
here's the mystery to me. You grew up with let's call him an evil uncle who didn't really care whether you were educated or not.
And that's the thing that people have said. He's not evil. He's
yes, he is.
He's just not your dad.
Come on,
Yeah.
he didn't care about you.
There's a way that people are raised. He just wanted everybody to be quiet.
Yeah,
that's all he really wanted.
He had to stay in his room.
He just wanted silence.
Couldn't leave his
I
room. Just stay out of my life.
understand that.
It's children are meant to be seen and not heard.
Right, but here's my
I
point.
say things to my kids like, just stop talking for 2 minutes.
All things
or the rest
considered.
of your life. One half dozen once.
All things considered, your upbringing and your lack of education in the process, how the hell did you write such a great book? You are a natural writer.
You know what? When it comes to vocabulary, the oddest thing is I grew up with an attorney, my uncle.
That's right.
And I used to actually sit in his outside of his office and listen to him dictate.
Interesting.
And I was that kid in school that used words that nobody was using, and I love that, and I love to read. I started reading really young. My sister taught me to read. It's not in the book, but that's what happened.
Why did you write this, Michael? Is it therapy for you?
You know what? I don't think any book should ever be written as therapy. It just one of those happenstance.
It's very self-deprecating and in a very humorous way. You use
that's
that
a sign of
very well.
intelligence, actually.
I don't know. That's
it's true. Self-deprecating.
That's the goal. The goal was to,
do this?
Well, I got injured. It was a friend that suggested. I've been writing all my life short stories. I write a lot of double twist fiction, that I don't publish or anything, but and he's like, you've had this crazy life. Why don't you write about it?
Okay, so give me on a percentage scale. How much of this is true?
100%.
100%.
Well, see,
100%.
this is
Scary. That's very frightening.
Well, I don't, when it comes to memory,
sure. We
the younger you get, the more pliable memory is.
Sure.
It's like this is the way I remember it, and that's what I said.
And it is your point of view.
Yeah, it's exactly my point of view. That's
However,
where the memoirs.
Only you would know how many times you tried to kill yourself and failed.
Right.
So
I would much rather read though memoirs, and then they are a popular trending thing, and I think
should we all do this?
The reason, yes, I'm holding my headphones off.
It is very Mickey Mouse stuff.
Yeah,
I'm digging it.
Because it's,
and Easter.
it's true.
It's Easter, Mickey Mouse.
I'm the Easter parade, but reading fiction is it's like it's not as good just because you know that it didn't happen. And then this is just so much.
Now, that makes it that much better
Yes,
knowing that it's
yes.
real. One of my favorite things in the book, which I told her about, is how you turned a restaurant overnight into a pretty much struggling restaurant to a successful one just by telling everyone to quit stealing stuff.
Right. Well, that was the first one I ran.
You knew they were doing it. You knew who they were.
Because I did it too. I still do. I mean, we all did.
So that was that easy to turn it around.
And that helped, and that got it started. And then I ended up finding a partner, and we put together. We got SBA loans. We spent $2.25 million to build this restaurant in Edwardsville.
Why did it not?
A million reasons.
Oh, okay.
You know.
It's in there.
It's all in there.
I thought you were going to say, because everybody stole.
No, God.
No, it rhymes with drugs. So
Okay.
it's in there.
It's with drugs.
A lot of drugs.
You know,
a lot of drinking. But you just run through this lifestyle. At one point, not the freight company you're talking about now, you ran out of your home, but the other one
I ran a large
for your
trucking
friend,
company
a very
here in
large
St.
trucking
Louis. Yeah,
company.
yeah.
And holy cow, the stuff, I said holy cow. the stuff that,
Why don't you say holy mackerel?
holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
The lifestyle that you went through in that time,
Right.
it's just, it's a movie, it's a TV series in itself, there.
It's one of those things that had to be seen to believe. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
I can
odd
imagine.
and strange.
So what's next for you then? This is done. You're out there promoting it, and you're
Right, which is the hardest
it's
part. I'd
Bad
rather
idea
write all
publishing. Bad idea publishing. Perfect name.
That's the name of the.
He knew going into this
Bad idea.
that this could kill him. He could die from this because of what he says about not just himself but everybody else.
Really? Okay,
think
so
about
Oh
you,
yeah,
you put
and you
some-
know what? You know what the great things is anybody who does actually kill me over the book. There's enough people who would to where that's their get out of jail.
So maybe
free
that's
card.
how you finally kill yourself. Just let someone else do it. Well, he does have a death wish, so.
Yes.
It's called Off the Reservation, Stories I Almost Took to the Grave, which is very true, and probably should have, which is also very true. And Michael Rossi, thank you so much for giving me this
welcome.
book to read it. Where can you
can't
buy it?
wait to read
Where can
it.
you buy it?
What's that?
Where can you get it?
You can get it on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you don't have to pay anything. You can just lend it out. It is available at Copia on Washington Avenue
good.
in the bodega, and then Afterwards in Edwardsville on the other side of the river.
Well, I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you very much.
And
I appreciate that.
we're starting a thing called the Honest Tale Book Club because through so many St. Louis authors they're stacking up here. I want you to sign a copy that we can put in the book club and give away at some point.
Oh,
Can we do
absolutely.
that? Great. Okay.
All right, and today's
Absolutely.
segment is made possible through the generosity of Abusi Michelli Insurance, continuously working to provide the individual coverage you require. They also handle commercial life and health insurance. Call Tina Michelli at 314-832-6667.